Wir sind auch in Flames, oder?
Oh,
Also ich bin auf jeden Fall in...
what is going on here?
Was? Gucke ich gerade?
I have Russians talking
Ich habe
to
gerade
me.
LD
I
gehört.
think they added, yeah. They put on all chat on.
Warum höre ich
Okay,
LG?
I'm gonna mute my end game. Sorry about this, guys. How do you do that? Voice volume? Oh, okay. Welcome back, everybody, to the We Play Showmatch between Navi versus EG. WePlay.tv, I should say. It's a best out of 5. Navi currently leads EG 2-0. And last game, it was just an absolute hailstorm of lasers that spelled doom for EG. Once again, Navi outlaned them. And from there, it was just a smooth snowball downhill for them the rest of the way. I'm LD. I'm joined here today by gods. We're both of Beyond the Summit. We're David and David. And we just watched EG get rolled. But EG is not out of it yet. It is a best of 5. The winner of this show match takes home $750. The loser, $250 for a total of $1,000 in prizes, which for a best out of 5 is a pretty good payday. Right now, it looks like Navi are the ones on track to have that payday. But it's not over yet. Not until the fat lady sings. So, gods, what are we going to see this game? How do you recover from getting dagoned and just dagon some more?
Yeah, EG are in Troubled Town, Struggle City. Call it what you want. They are now just going to find something new to take on Navi. They ban out this time Keeper of the Light as well as the Life Stealer, so they are reacting to what they've seen Navi pick and play. But we'll have to see whether or not it's going to be enough. They first pick Batrider, give away the Nyx Assassin, and I mean it comes down to sort of going back to some of their sort of set strategies which have worked in the past. Maybe look to sort of give them basically rejuvenate them with a bit of a fresh taste of what teams are doing today. But Batrider is one of Demon's best heroes.
Yeah, it's a hero that we saw Demon make a lot of big plays with back in the G1 League qualifier, and that was really when Bats started to reemerge on the scene. I think that was before some of his buffs hit, so even then Demon was playing a quite solid bat, and, well, they go for it with the first pick, so Nyx, of course, left in the pool. Usually when a hero like Bat is available, something else really strong has been left there as well, and this game it was Nyx. They get the Kuroki Rubik again, and boy, has he been sensational, but he's also been benefited by having a lot of great spells to steal. Last game, the Storm Ultimate, so good for setting up your Telekinesis Lift. And of course, because of the start they had, it was very hard for Demon to actually hit him with Ravage. This game, nothing amazing to steal yet. The Tombstone would be the big spell thus far. Lasso, kind of difficult to steal in a team fight, but we'll see what they go for from here. They start with... I wonder if there's any chance it'll be a solo mid-Nyx, but most likely a support.
Yeah, it's something I'd say normally goes into the hands of Puppy. And Navi at the moment with these two picks, it looks like Puppy and Kuroki's two heroes, the 4 and 5 position heroes. And there's not a whole lot to steal right now. That Tombstone is quite a nice pickup if you can manage to steal it. But Rubik, regardless of whether you steal some completely strong spell, is a strong support hero regardless. I mean, he offers a lot with having that direct point stun in the telekinesis, something not a lot of heroes actually have. And EG, they pick up Shadow Demon as well as Undying. Navi now, they want to start, they pretty much have to start picking up some of their solos. Some of their carry heroes as well. Maybe something like the Darkseid for fighting. Actually, Nature's Prophet it's going to be as the third pick.
I also want to point out, Fear is actually drafting this game, not Demon. So I think they've had enough of Demon Dota, at least for today. Or maybe just want to mix things up a little bit. The Prophet as the third pick. Interesting to pick it this early because it's not something that EG would be likely to ban, but Navi just wanted to get it out of the way now, and they're going to pick it up.
Well, last couple of bans coming out. Well,
they do have a really strong kind of map control here because they have Nyx and Nature's Prophet, so they can just show up out of nowhere, these two heroes, and really look to punish EG in the mid game.
Yeah, it definitely has a number of ways they can play. Like you said, they can show up anywhere, gank heroes who are on their own. They can also go for a strong split push style with the Nature's Prophet, something which, I mean, Nyx and Rubik don't really add much to, but as supports, you're not really looking for the split push coming there. That's where you pick up some kind of carry like an Anti-Mage, a Phantom Lancer who can add to the split push. So for Navi, it leaves things open. They can play that global ganking, play the split push, play more of a standard style of play as well if they just want to go with an offlane Nature's Prophet. I imagine we are seeing an offlane Nature's Prophet. I'd be surprised if Dendi plays it in the mid lane, but anything's possible. EG obviously expecting Dendi not to be playing a mid lane Prophet because they're banning out his heroes. Storm and Queen of Pain both get banned out.
Yeah, let's see. Just those mid-game tempo controllers. Navi has not been picking any hard carries. The hardest carry they picked, I guess, so far was a Lifestealer, and that's really not a hard carry. Although he does scale well with items because he gets going so quickly with so few. It's those mid-game tempo controllers they're extremely worried about. The Storm, the Queen of Pain, the Dendi heroes. But Dendi has shown solid versatility as of late. So obviously we've seen him play Storm most, but it's Dendi. You always know there's things that they can pull out of the hat, and I gotta point out Invokers in the pool, and well, this game with Prophet and Nyx, come mid-game, if they had a Sunstrike Invoker, there would be a lot of sniping potential. They don't have a Shadow Demon, but they do have a Rubik who can at least set it up, even if you don't get the bonus damage from Soul Catcher. So I think Invoker is not 100% out of the question. Not the strongest laning hero. Certainly will have trouble against something like a Bat in the laning stage, but it is there if they want to turn to it.
Yeah, it is there, and I like what Na'Vi have done with these two bans, Sven and Lone Druid. I mean, a couple of heroes that Fear's known to play. Fear actually does sometimes play a farming Undying, but I think all in all, they're more worried about some kind of carry hero, some tanky thing, which can just add to maybe basically a 5-man pushing lineup, because that's what EG usually fall back on when they find themselves in a bit of trouble, and even when they're not, that's sort of their go-to strategy. Pick up something like their whole night strategy was based around grouping up as 5 around the 15-20 minute mark and pushing, and Tinker is a great hero at stopping that. So I'd expect EG to go something very standard, very true to their roots. Maybe they even play a farming Undying and get a Chen here for Malk for that 5-man push.
They're very worried about not only Dendi's heroes, but particularly Dendi's heroes who have a lot of mobility. As we see the two the semi-globals in the Storm Spirit and the Queen of Pain, and then the true global here in the Tinker. All three of these get banned. EG don't want to get sniped across the map. They were very worried about getting picked off because the Nyx and Prophet have already been secured, and the map control from those two alone is enormous. So I think this is a smart draft from EG to at least force Na'Vi to do something different. And if you're Na'Vi, perhaps you return to something you're more comfortable with. Go for some sort of hard carry or a stronger carry for Havost. They don't really have the best aggressive tri-lane because Nyx and Rubik don't do much damage at the early levels, and they need a lot of levels to hit their stride. So EG could look to go aggressive against them, expecting Na'Vi not to do so. And Prophet is not the strongest 1v1, so I think this laning stage is going to go much better for EG.
Yeah, I really like what they have. And Brewmaster as a solo mid is just, I mean, there's not many things which can keep out of the lane. But when you look to group up, he can have a strong impact. He's going to be up against a puck by Dendi, so it's a fine matchup for Brewmaster. It's not really, neither hero has a strong edge there. It's just sort of both heroes looking at early farm, early levels, and what they use with the farm and levels is how you can is what's going to decide which one has the bigger impact. The actual laning stage, not going to be all that influential if those two heroes go up against each other in mid lane.
The silence could be big this game, obviously, to prevent the Brewmaster from getting the ultimate off. Na'Vi has good bursts between Rubik, Nyx, and Puck once they get the levels, but in the early game they'll be a bit lacking, as those two most likely are going to be the supports. So it's basically Havost's hero to be decided, as well as Fears. I mean, you mentioned, oh, they're going to go for Mirana, so that'll be Fears here. I wonder if they're going to go aggressive with Shadow Demon Mirana. You can set up a really nice arrow, although it can be a little bit difficult to actually get the combo to land, especially if you're tri-laning, because often the creeps get in the way. But Shadow Demon is easily the best hero in the game to set up a long-range Mirana initiation if that's the route you want to go. So it could be a tri-lane with the Mirana, and then something like a Bat Rider on the safe lane and Brewmaster mid. And the Bat will dominate the Prophet. The Brewmaster should do well against the Puck, unless the Prophet just abandons the lane, in which case, great for a Bat. He'll have a really fast blink. So I think EG's lanes are looking quite strong right now. The real question is going to be, can they win this tri-lane?
Yeah, the tri-lane is going to be tough for Na'Vi. It depends what they look to get with this last week. Who's going to be their farming hero? What's Havost actually going to be playing? Because that's going to really be where Na'Vi round off their tri-lane, and up against a Shadow Demon who can set up pretty much a guaranteed arrow from a Mirana with some nice positioning, and then you've got the Undying to follow it up. If that lands, it's a kill almost every single time, unless Nyx Assassin can carapace in time. But all in all, Na'Vi are going to be very, very careful and passive in this laning stage, I feel.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll even maybe try to dodge the tri-lane, because they are on the rating side, so they could send potentially one or two of those supports towards the top lane, and they could look to pull the dire big camp that's over near the lane, at least get some experience that way. So Na'Vi, I don't know that they have to face this tri-lane head-on. If they do, it's going to be tough, but we have to remember, they have Prophet, so they do have that +1 to potentially turn the fights, but it's going into a very strong tri-lane. With Undying, Shadow Demon, +1, you're very unlikely to lose the lane unless you're up against something like Keeper of the Light. So Prophet could TP in, but he could also end up just adding some food to the grinder. And, well, they're going to go for a very strong farmer who's very defensible in the Windrunner. I like this choice. They needed something that's survivable because EG has a lot of killing power in the tri-lane.
Yeah, they didn't pick up a hard carry, and I think it's the right decision to go, because EG themselves, Mirana's the strongest carry they have, and that is by no means a good late-game hero. even mid-game, even with items, Mirana doesn't really offer a whole lot. You've really just got your nukes there. So I think for Na'Vi, they make a smart decision here. They've got the 2 semi-carries in Windrunner as well as Nature's Prophet. Late game, Nature's Prophet does more damage than a Windrunner, but more than anything, it ensures that Na'Vi are going to be having a strong trail line of their own. Potentially the Rubik, Nyx Assassin, and Windrunner making up that trail line, and that's going to make EG think twice about going aggressive against it.
Yeah, so it is going to be Funnick on the Prophet, as expected. This will be the 3 position. Won't be surprised if he just abandons the off lane and farms in the jungle, as Bat can kill you, especially if he starts with boots early on. It's going to be Demon playing the Bat, so I'm thinking EG is going to send him safe lane, and EG will run the offensive tri lane. So Bat versus Prophet, most likely, but let's introduce the players really quickly. We have B-Diz playing that support Shadow Demon, buys the Courier and the wards. Jayo going to be playing the solo mid Brew. He's going to be rushing a bottle, I presume. Indeed, he is. Just starting with the South. Fear on the Mirana is going to start with the Wraith Band. I expect he'll be pulled some regen, because otherwise he's not going to have a whole lot in this lane stage. It looks like Malk will be the one who's pulling him potentially. No, Malk actually has a stout shield as well. There you go. Now Fear's getting pulled up, and Malk going to be playing the Undying. So offensive tri lane, Brewmaster mid, Batrider safe lane. These lanes should go a lot better, but Na'Vi, well, they're heading towards the enemy jungle. Are they looking to dodge the tri lane? Looks like they might be.
Well, they're going up there with Dendy, so at the moment it could just be a standard sort of 5-man roam up top, maybe try block off the pull. It looks like their entire team is headed up that way, so nothing really being revealed from Na'Vi too much just yet, just the main thing being that they want to block off that pull. Havos has actually gone for an early null talisman, so very imagine he's going to be in the tri lane, and maybe Na'Vi do go aggressive with this tri lane, looking to dodge what EG is sending their way at bottom.
Yeah, so let's introduce Na'Vi very quickly. We have, you mentioned Havost, I mentioned Funnick. We have Puppy on the Nyx Assassin, who has an early smoke up the seat. Also, they pulled Havost, that's worth mentioning. Kuroki on the Rubik, he's got a set of Observer Wards. And Dandy on the Puck, nobody even heading towards the bottom lane. They are scouting it with Treants. They're definitely expecting aggressive tri lane. The question is, how hard are they going to try to dodge it? How aggressive will they be with their other heroes? They do have the Prophet, so they could even send 4 heroes top, have Funnick farming in the jungle, have the tri lane here, and sure, you're maybe giving up an early tier 1, but you're avoiding fighting EG when they're strongest, which is at these early levels with their tri lane. So Na'Vi once again showing really smart reactions with their lanes.
Look at this top. They're waiting here. They're going to show Nature's Prophet. And thing is, Demon's going to be like, oh, great, I'm in a 1v1 matchup. And then Power Shot probably through the trees for an early level 1 gank. And I think they'll leave the tri lane top. Maybe even, like you say, leave a quad lane here. But I imagine we'll see Havos get a point in Power Shot to help gank Demon through these trees.
Yeah, let's see. He can clear a path if they want to do it. Or they could just look to walk around. They're going to start the telekinesis, but not going to get in range for it. If they really wanted to go for that, could have tangoed through the tree, like right here, and then lifted him. But in the end, they decide they're going to be pretty happy just with harassing him off the lane. I would like to see Funnick go into the jungle. I don't really see the... Are they just looking to do the 4-man push early on? Okay, that's what it is. We saw this actually from MUFC a lot a couple of months back with their old roster. Basically, you just pull the creeps away from the tower, you have 4 heroes in the lane, and you push it. The only issue is they don't have the best pushing quad lane because none of their heroes can really clear creeps that quickly at the early levels, and they don't have many minions aside from Funnick, but they will be able to push this eventually. At something of a cost. I feel like maybe they'd be better just with the 2 or 3 in the lane doing pulls and Prophet in the jungle, but they're more concerned about bringing this tower down fast.
Yeah, they're going to get themselves a fast tower. I definitely feel they could have got that first blood. Like you said, Tango through, Power Shot through. There are a number of ways of getting it, but regardless, they're getting this tier 1 tower. EG doing the same thing bottom. They're getting Malk taking a lot of damage from this tier 1 tower. He needs to get the aggro off.
Malk! Oh, okay.
Took him a bit there. A bit of miscontrol. He's forced to actually salve up, but EG going to get themselves a bottom tier 1 tower. So they basically respond to this very well, get a tier 1 tower of their own.
Look at
they send Demon into the jungle, so he's managing to, well, try and get some time. He hasn't got Firefly to help him out, but all in all, EG, well...
Yeah, that's the issue. He didn't start with Firefly. He was expecting the 1v1, so...
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd be stacking the big camp right now. He'd be getting close to a high level. Jared taking some harassment as Dendy ports back to his orb. It looks like Dendy is farming pretty well. He's got the bottle coming out already. So the mid lane going pretty evenly. Dendy is going to be able to get the rune. Jo just slightly out of position. Dendy takes the time to chip him a little bit. And now they're going to go for Jo. Oh, or Demon, rather. They will catch him with the lift, but there's just no follow-up. Funnick's only level 1, so they got the tier 1. But overall, it does seem like the experience... Well, actually, Navi's leading experience. They're slightly leading gold as well. It's mainly because Demon's not getting anything.
Demon used that Firefly to steal the regen room, which Dendy was just camping out trying
Demon.
to get. Jumped on now. He gets caught up by the telekinesis. He will give up first blood, but Dendy will be annoyed because he just lost his regen rune.
Yeah, he lost the regen room, but he can bottle Crow. I don't think any of these heroes are going to desperately need the courier anytime soon. Boot's already up on Kuroki because of the early tower, so everybody's going to have quick boots in this game because both teams got an early tier 1. And the tombstone was actually dropped bottom. I think just to deal with that massive stack of creeps that B-Diz was fighting earlier. He had like at least 12 to 15 creeps chasing him, 3 range creeps and a bunch of melee. And now Funnick transitions towards the jungle, has his own Reign of Basilius. So a very odd start to the game, but it seems now the teams are starting to settle into slightly more standard laning.
Yeah, it is starting to basically go back to normal. Both teams get a fast tier 1, then both teams just go back to farming. Virax, I mean, the carries are both in their offlane. I say Havost is a carry. He is the main farmer at the moment for Na'Vi in the offlane. You've got Fear at bottom getting mostly free farm. Now that he's had that giant creep wave B-Diz brought to him. And for Na'Vi, it's just all about stabilizing here, getting some levels, getting those early game key items, then they look to push again.
Oh, Funnick takes the stack here. We're going to have a bit of an engagement as Kuroki charges in. Could look to lift, but with the Undying here, you do not want to fight this. They got to get out quickly, and they will do so. Retreat as a unit is the way to go. That's what they're going to do. So still sticking with the 4-man while Fear's left unattended mid. If it goes on like this and they're not getting the tower, this will definitely favor EG. So Na'Vi either need to back off, start farming that safe lane, putting some pressure on Fear, or they need to get the tower quickly and then transition. Because right now, EG's farming all 3 lanes, Na'Vi farming the jungle and only 2 lanes.
Yeah, Na'Vi definitely outlast hitting them, out farming them in most of the places right now, and it's going to get worse once we have Dendi hitting level 6, level 7, starting to get more active on the map. Geo is going to be behind him now. He's only level 4 to Dendi's level 5.5, and with that means once he hits level 6, Na'Vi, they can set up kills, maybe even on Geo mid lane, or Dendi just rotates to one of the side lanes, looks for a kill, and then you can transition into a push from there.
Clap on the creeps. Jay is going to back off. Puppy charges in. Only level 2. I feel for Na'Vi, maybe a little bit too much rotation from the supports. Would like to see the mid pulls, perhaps a rotation down bottom. Funnick has TP down there, but he's not long for this world because the cavalry is arriving in short order. He's going to come Demon. He's going to start with the Firefly from the trees. Perhaps, no, he's lurking around. The Firefly now applied. Funnick won't be able to TP away. There's 2 ways to cancel it. Well, actually 3 if you count the arrow, and Funnick looks to be absolutely dead here. The creeps doing a nice job blocking the arrow, but now he's surrounded and he's burning in the flames. Funnick will fall. Starfall to secure the kill for Fear. He needs to make up for all the gold he didn't have last game, and so he's going for a fast Midas. And I think EG, with that kill, going to be pretty happy with the way this early game is developing, especially when you consider how Game 1 and to a lesser extent Game 2 went. That laning stage was just horrendous. Yeah,
this game for EG is going much, much better. They're behind by a little bit, but it's definitely something they can make up. They've had Fear of having pretty much uncontested farm at the bottom lane, actually going for a Midas here with this Gloves of Haste, and this is just going to be all about sort of building towards a strong mid to late game. They know Na'Vi's going to be coming at them with a lot of firepower once they get up a mech. Sort of around the level 6, 7, 8 mark, Na'Vi have a really strong hero composition, but if EG can withhold that, they have them beat in the late game, I feel.
Yeah, Dendi's going phase boots, wants to be able to harass the Brewmaster a little bit more and just get to the runes slightly quicker. And both enemy jungles are really not safe, so Na'Vi freely moving through the EG jungle and the opposite happening. Long Range Impale, only level 2 on this Nyx. Can they bring him down? The creep's probably going to clap him. He gets thrown up. He does eat a mana burn, but now the Mirana ult to try and keep him alive. Power shot snipes him out in the end. And the Courier delivering something while this is happening. Will retreat. Phase boots up on Havost. Tombstone being focused, and it's a very under-leveled Tombstone, and Rubik bites the dust. It's 4 heroes for EG. Only Miranda not here, but the turnaround comes in the form of Dendi. Dream coils one after killing the other. Now Demon, only level 3, not very survivable, but oh, what a beautiful flame break. Flame breaks Dendi up onto the cliff so that Dendi can't bring him down with that initial kill. He would have been able to do so with the phase boot, so instead, Dendi thinks for Jayo, but in the end he'll back off because B-Diz is already back into the fight. He's returned. Fear left unattended. Funnick trading with him. Funnick hasn't really spent any gold yet, hasn't farmed too much yet, but wow, what a crazy... That flame break by Demon really bailed him out. Nice play from him.
Normally he does that stuff on purpose. I think that was one of those ones where he's like, I've just got to save my own life, and just throws a flame break to push them back while he's running. It does work in his favor on the puck, and great flame break, like you said, is... Na'Vi, they're looking to transition back mid lane. They want to go for a push here. Jayo, he's caught out, but he does get off his ultimate now. We have to see if we can turn this around. It looks like it may just be an ultimate used to save himself, because I don't see him killing off any of these heroes without any backup.
That immolation damage is strong, but unfortunately the Fire Panda dies quickly under the tower aggro, so it will drop. Now on the way out, the Earth Panda trying to retreat. Kuroki, not level 6 yet, can't steal a Panda ult. There's no tangos, there's no way out for him. B-Diz could actually eat him out, but eat him out. Oh god, Jackal up too. Jayo in trouble. B-Diz gonna throw away Jayo's life, trying to save him. Could have maybe tangoed out for him, but in the end, it's not gonna happen. B-Diz will fall. The tower doing what it can, but unfortunate positioning for B-Diz there, and just ends up costing his good friend Jo his own life.
Yeah, he played it well until he lined up that shackle. I think he actually would have kept Brewmaster alive if that shackle hadn't landed. Brewmaster could have dodged a few of those additional spells and gotten out of there, but...
Demon going on Puppy. Oh, arrow's not going to hit. Puppy. Spike Carapace is going to drive Demon back, and... Well, the Bat Rider, normally such a dominant presence at this point in the game. We expected the Prophet versus Bat lane, but Na'Vi dodged it. They went for something very clever and different, and, you know, sure, the mid lane was going to go pretty much even either way, and the farm actually strongly... Well, the farm strongly favored Dendy, yeah, at this point. He's quite a bit ahead. 29-16 versus 15-1, and that's with the phase boots coming out. There's been a lot more pressure on Jo than there has been on Dendy in the mid game, but by dodging that Prophet versus Bat matchup, Navi's really set themselves up in the mid game to have a much easier time of it. And now they go bottom onto Demon, but unfortunately the Starstorm is there, does a lot of damage. Now the Courier being focused by Fear. He'll turn back around. Havos trying to bring out Demon, who salves up, now bottles up, now throws out the Flame Break. Demon runs back into Fog Vision. He will die. Maybe could have tried to fog him a little bit more there with the Midas. Fear just doesn't have quite enough killing power. In fact, Havos thinks about going in, but the backup has arrived. Jo's coming. And Havos may have overstayed his welcome. He wants to farm these neutrals, but at what cost, Havos, I ask you? Now he runs around the long way. He's got to escape the clap. Try to attempt it through the tree line. It's going to miss. Disruption Soul Catcher to hold him in position. One more auto attack. Down he goes. And just kind of chaos on the bottom lane. But for me, the big thing this game, Fear rushed Midas, and they're not doing anything to pressure him. So EG's still in a decent position.
Yeah, and Fear being involved in 2 kills. He actually got the kill on the puck there thanks to a nice little arrow. Dendy couldn't phase shift, couldn't AWP out of there. The Starfall's guaranteed to land when you hit that arrow as well. So getting a kill on Dendy, who I imagine was one of the highest leveled and most farmed heroes in this game, and then following up with the kill on the winner. And they kill off the 2 main farmers for Na'Vi at the time being. I imagine they'll want to get some farm on Prophet later on, but those 2 kills going EG's way, that's them pretty much bringing this game back to almost even.
Looks like Funnick is going for a Midas of his own. 1,700 gold up. Still has not spent anything. Could be the mech, though. And in comes Demon. Firefly away. Not often you see a Windrunner bullying a Bat Rider like this, but with Phase Boots and an old Talisman, as well as the Staff Wizardry, is just so damn scary with those auto attacks. Funnick trying to run, looks to TP out. There is a Flame Break here. The Mirana ult was used in the midst of this so that EG cannot be easily focused. Funnick will get away. The Flame Break just not going to do quite enough. Zombies, bringing Dendy low. He does have an orb. He'll port away now. Not too long of a port, but they go for the Windrunner instead. Dendy's still running. Dendy surrounded. The disruption comes in as well. Looks like Kuroki's going to join the fight. He's got his ultimate, but what can he do with 4-5 heroes here from EG? The entire team. Meanwhile, Funnick ports to the mid lane and looks to continue his farm. He did barely survive there in that engagement. And Puppy getting up to level 6, so they're going to have a Nyx Assassin active on the map, and these supports for EG, things are going better for Fear, but the supports are still looking like delicious targets for the Nyx.
Yeah, it seems to be a recurring issue with EG, but all in all, I mean, Demon, he's getting close to that level 6. He also got a decent amount of gold and some farm from those assists during that fight, so I think EG are going to find themselves with a decent amount of farm on Fear, and Fear making the right decision, coming to all these fights, and this Moonlight Shadow coming out from him has saved EG and won them so many fights. I think the last, like, sort of 2 key little skirmishes that EG have won have been with that Moonlight Shadow.
And it got recently buffed. It used to be so expensive. The mana cost was, like, I think, like, 180 or 200. And if you leveled it up, it got insane. But the mana cost now is so much lower, only 75. So you can skill it at level 1 once you hit level 6, and it's actually a spell you can count on using in the fights without having to blow a huge chunk of your mana pool. And because of that, like you said, it's really made a difference this game.
Yeah, it really has. And now Na'Vi, they're looking just to group up, and I think they realize that fighting EG in these little skirmishes is not favoring them. EG with the Moonlight Shadow, just with these strong, durable heroes, they basically have to force to play around it. And once EG have a Blink Dagger up on this Brewmaster, maybe we see a Blink Dagger up on the Bat Rider a bit later on, then things get even more problematic for Na'Vi. So I think Na'Vi want to look to at least take a few towers, look to basically take EG on as a group of 5 before these key items, these key Blink Daggers do come up for EG.
Boy, those fights totally turn the experience graph, as well as the Midas on Fear. Those 2 factors pulling EG ahead in experience, and the gold lead is insignificant, honestly, because they're actually up 1 tower on Navi's side, so when you count that, it's basically dead even in gold. Havos will charge in, but the Primal Split is there. They're going to look to turn this fight around, but once again, Jayo's used the Primal Split when his team is really far away, and I don't know what they're going to be able to accomplish. The Tombstone got dropped, but where's the backup? The arrow comes in, nails Kuroki from long range. What a nice shot by Fear. Brings him down. The Wind Panda actually shackling Milk in place, but nonetheless, they will get at least 1 kill out of it. In exchange for Panda ult, not a great trade, but not horrible either. Dendy ports way to safety across the river. Good thing Fear hit that arrow. They would have got nothing. The Carapace used by Puppy. And that's the one... Oh, they're still going in. Are they still going in? They're thinking about it. Melk runs in. Now they run back. 3-hero Dream Coil. Had they overextended, there's no Panda ult. Don't forget about that. Funnick TP's in with his Midas. No big damage. No mech early on. Puppey now carapissing away to safety, but gets lasso. Demon says, enough with you, Puppey. I'm tired. I'm fed up. Brings him down. That Starfall hits everyone. Does a lot of damage. The chase still on. Barely missing the blind snipe on the arrow there, which was also recently changed. Well, not recently, but it was changed at some points that it does hit invisible units. And at this point, I mean, Na'Vi got the 3-hero Dream Coil, but couldn't really follow it up. So both teams trading punches, but nobody really striking a killing blow.
Yeah, Na'Vi luckily had Dust there. They learned their lesson. They had Dust, and that prevented EG from really re-engaging them in a favorable position because of that Dust. Fear tried to go back in, but took a lot of damage, forced to sort of get out of there after dropping the Starfall, doing a good amount of damage. And EG, it's still a good fight for them. They trade 1 for 1, and they only lose their Shadow Demon beaters as well. So all in all, I mean, they're taking fights with Na'Vi head on, and this is Na'Vi who have a strong early mid-game lineup. EG are coming out even, and that's without these big items. And once EG start getting a bit more farm, which they now have some time to do so, these fights are going to go even better for them, I feel.
I have a feeling we won't be seeing any Dagons this game, the way it's going. They smoke up in the mid-river. It, of course, it was out of range as there's a sentry placed here, but EG are a little suspicious. Should be. Fierce going to sit mid lane. Can they actually go at him? They're going to start with the Impale and the Vendetta, but he actually leaps away, dodges the Impale. They're not going to be able to burn him down because he got a little greedy, went for the Vendetta as well, but I actually think they need that Vendetta to get the kill, so unfortunately, he's going to escape. Havos blocked in a bit by the illusions. Demon flying high, looking for an opening, not going to find one. Now Puppey retreating, Dendy retreating as well, EG giving chase, but not going to commit. There's a secondary Impale, Power Shot's going to miss. Dendy still has Dream Coil, looking for the 3-hero Dream Coil. He will unload it, catches Milk, only on 2 though. Shackle probably should have latched the Fear, it felt really close, just missing when it hits Jo. Instead, well, was something big stolen. Kuroki steals the Thunderclap, they toss it back in, they burst down Jo, but Fear is healthy, and now he looks to give chase. Demonic Purge slowing Puppey down. Shackle latches on Fear, he's been farming so well, he hasn't been dying, but now he'll get picked off. His first death of the game. Puppey dropped into the Roche pit, Roche giving Demon a helping hand. Demon picks up the counter kill on Nyx, but the big kill there, the Brewmaster and the Murata both fall, the 2 cores for this team, and I gotta say, a one fight for Na'Vi, just a little bit better overall, and wasn't the best initiation. It looked like EG had dodged a bullet with that Fear leap, dodging the Impale, but in the end, just too many nukes overall, and EG a bit lacking in terms of those.
Yeah, one disable, one nuke like the Impale misses, but Na'Vi just followed it up. They have Dream Coil, Shackle Shot, Telekinesis. They have all these sort of AoE lockdown spells, and it makes it for EG, even when they see one of those miss, they can't just overcommit. And that's just what we saw happen there at mid lane. And now Funnick at bottom. Actually, Demon's going to look to chase him down. Funnick is all on his own. This could be just a solo kill here. I say that as Jiro's also coming in himself, and it looks like
mid lane, Melk's TP'd in into a 2 here, or Fear's TP'd in. Melk was already in trouble. Now Fear may just die to the Urn Charge with that last auto tech. 4 step in from Havos. Fear just died twice in a row in the space of maybe 2 minutes. Dendy surrounded. Dendy trying to escape. It looks like Funnick did go down in the end, as you were pointing out. He was in a lot of trouble. And then the Soul Catcher clap doing insane damage. EG picks him off, but Fear keeps on dying. And once he had the BKB up, I was about to say this BKB is really going to change the game, but these deaths are also coming with this Midas off cooldown, at least this most recent one. So Fear's farm being dramatically slowed down by these engagements. Na'Vi trading, but I feel trading will favor them in this case. Jo once again, Brewmaster split, but where's the backup? Hopefully he can kill Kuroki, or Kuroki may look to steal this. It looks like Kuroki should fall. At least he'll get a single kill. Cycloning him up, waiting for that boulder toss to cool down. It should be there. Kuroki, just a couple more auto attacks, some immolation damage, he'll go down. Now Puppey giving chase. Demon has Blink. This is turning into a great Brewmaster ult. The backup has arrived. Demon is there. Jo finally getting his hands sort of in the mud, and it paying off with the Demon Blink following up. So they now have double Blink on the Panda as well as the Batrider, and Mirana, of course, has Leap. So the mobility for EG starting to look a little bit fearsome. And as for Na'Vi, where's the Blink Daggers? Puck still doesn't have his, although she's getting close. Windrunner at least has the 4 staff.
Yeah, and the key thing for EG there was they had level 11 on Brewmaster. So when he popped the ultimate, when he ran into 2 heroes, think, oh crap, I'm in trouble, pop my ultimate, he could kill off Kuroki because it's a level 2 ultimate. The longer duration, the stronger Pandas. If that's the level 1 ulti, he's not going to get that kill, and he's forced to back off. But they get 2 kills out of it because he's hit level 11. Now they get the 2 blinks up like you mentioned, and this gives EG this scary initiation power coming from both Batrider and Brewmaster. And even without those 2 ultimates up, Lasso as well as the Panda split not up, EG are happy to get aggressive and go for a smoke game.
EG smoke, they do. Oh, they just get revealed by Havos on the left side right as they were cutting right, but they're still going to go in. Demonic Purge, the Blink Clap will miss, and they're forced to back off. The 4 staff away just in time. It may have been a trap. The backup is coming in. Jo, oh, he's going to get lifted from behind the trees. Now something stolen. I believe the clap. Mana burned up, still trying to run, bottling furiously, sprouted in position, now impaled, and Jo looks to fall. Just so many damn nukes. Navi giving EG a taste of 5-man Dota. They're a little fed up with some of these escapes that EG have been getting earlier. And Fear, getting some space to farm. That's the trade. The BKB getting closer and closer.
Yeah, and Dendy's Blink Dagger being up now is going to help out Na'Vi a lot. They can have the initiation. They can even go on the Brewmaster with a Blink Silence and try to burst him down before he gets an ultimate. Dendy actually is just going to go in on Mal. On his own at mid lane, Dendy thinks he can get this kill, and it looks like he may be right. Silence is there, doesn't have mana for an illusionary orb. It's off cooldown, and he can't actually use it right now, so Malk may just survive this there. He gets mana, I believe, from a magic one.
Oh, and they're going to get Beatus as well. He gets impaled, and I think they'll bring him down. Oh, they're still diving. One more auto attack will secure the kill. Dendy, for a moment there, it looked like he wouldn't have mana for the orb, but the wand cooled down. He went phase boots, which does limit your mana pool a bit. And Blink Dagger now, but KuroKy, how has he managed to farm this? He's been so active around the map. This is, for me, this is an even bigger item than the Puck Blink Dagger, because now if Panda blinks in, he can just blink away with quick reactions before the clap happens, and then the Panda ult will likely be wasted. And the issue is when you have Rubik on your team, you have to kill the Rubik first if you're playing against that Rubik, or you're very likely to give away a Panda Split. It's one of the easiest spells in the game to steal if Rubik can survive. So with this, Navi's team fight gets a lot stronger. As strange as that might sound, the Blink Dagger Rubik really is a team fight item.
Yeah, it does give Na'Vi, I mean, not just Puck who can initiate. They can lead with Rubik or at least try pick off heroes on the side, on the back lines, using this Rubik Blink Dagger to basically try find some of these key heroes who may be, like heroes like Mirana who want to just sort of be on the edge of the fight doing constant damage. With the Blink Dagger from a Puck and a Rubik, they can bring down Mirana until we see Fear with that BKB. And BKB is up in about 1k, but it's not going to be out for this next fight.
And I think Puppy... oh, no, he's going Mechanism. Okay, I thought he might go Blink Dagger as well, but they do need the mech because as this game goes later and later, with Mirana having a Midas, she's died a few times, but overall still farming pretty solidly. And you probably don't want to take it into the late game. You do have some natural Hex carries, but with the BKB, Mirana won't be worried about that. They're actually not going for it. Here comes the Blink initiation from KuroKy. Now the Panda ult thrown, so he can't use the Blink to run away. Now they lasso Funnick in as well. He does have a Shadow Blade. I don't know if there's detection for him. Milk will go down to the back lines. Picked off. Didn't even get a tombstone off from the looks of it. Fear, though, just sitting, standing at delivery. Now chasing Denny, who's had 2 Shadow Poison ticks up on him. He'll get thrown back. He will drop. Now Puppy, Impale, beautiful Impale, is going to catch, and now Jo in trouble. Was the Rubik able to steal the Panda Split? He was. KuroKy's got the split. He'll pop it. Power Shot finishes the kill. Beat is on the retreat. And it just seems like EG is lacking damage in these fights.
When I saw Gio go down there, I'm like, that looked like a Dagon. Yes, it is a Dagon. Havos has a Dagon on his Windrunner.
Okay. I thought he had an ult talisman earlier, but I'm like, no, he's going 4-step this game. He did. Then he goes back for the Dagon.
Yeah, and that burst damage did help kill Gio there before he TP'd out, but Na'Vi win a fight, and I honestly, a lot of it came down to this Shadow Blade. Nature's Prophet copped so many spells. A lot of EGG efforts went on to killing this Nature's Prophet, but Shadow Blade got popped, easy escape, and that's something which Na'Vi realized themselves earlier on. Not having detection cost them a couple team fights. Now for EG, it cost them one there.
Wow, Na'Vi just looking so strong all of a sudden. It's just these mid-game fights where they're really just outplaying EG in the initial engagements, and having that Rubik with Blink, like you talked about, it just gives them a secondary form of initiation, and in some ways a better one to start with, because you don't really want to start with the Dream Coil unless you can hit multiple heroes, and by going with Rubik first, you can force the enemy into a bad fight. Mid lane, now Fear, gonna get picked off again. God, does he need that BKB, but even that wouldn't matter, because he's getting initiated upon by fairly instant stuns. Impale has a little bit of a cast time, but Telekinesis is pretty much instant. Shackle hard to deal with, and even if he had the BKB, it could help, but he might not even be able to get it off in time. And either way, he dies yet again. So many deaths accruing for Fear. And if we look at net worth, Funnick, 3k net worth ahead. Orchid now complete and has the Shadow Blade. He's going to hit like a truck. This is... these items are not pure DPS items, but they actually give you a lot of damage.
Yeah, both Shadow Blade and Orchid, I mean, they offer a lot as far as utility goes, having the silence, having mana regen, and having the invis escape, but then you get damage and attack speed from both of those, so Funnick's DPS in these fights is going to be very, very impressive.
Demon and Beatus do snipe the courier, but what they can't do is deal with this Roche. Beatus going to TP out. Beautiful spot to select for the escape, but Demon's the one in trouble now. If he starts with Firefly, he's going to reveal his scent, and instead he'll just run away into the trees. Roche stopped for the moment, but now they'll resume. Realistically, I don't know if EG can take this fight. They've lost so many in a row. It's already a 12k net worth. Not already, but it's suddenly a 12k net worth lead. Over a 6k experience lead. and Na'Vi just kind of falling behind, or EG kind of falling behind in this game. It felt like they really had a foothold. They were down at one point, basically 1 tower and 500 gold, and ahead 2K experience, and then the game just completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, this game is suddenly looking a lot more challenging for EG.
Beat is just going to get melted by Puppey. Even catches Milk with the stun, although he didn't even see him, I believe. But nonetheless, now it's not safe to leave the base. With the tier 2 down in every single lane, with only the base left, it's hard for EG to leave the base and farm because there's a Nyx and there's a Prophet with an Orchid. Mirana, maybe once she gets the BKB, can leave the base, but that's really about it.
Yeah, and even Mirana with a BKB is not going to be doing a whole lot of damage in these team fights. Mirana's right-click damage is just not comparable. Brewmaster actually pops...
No, that's the Rubik ult. That's the Rubik.
I suddenly look in the base, I'm like, what? Brewmaster's already popped an ultimate. Rubik pops, I guess, was about to expire, and this just gives some nice DPS, help bring down this tower faster. I think Kuroki just happy to try steal another spell after they bring down the racks here, and EG not even engaging on these racks.
They're engaging with the Moonlight Shadow. There's no gem up, and Na'Vi is going to run away right now. The dust pop by Demon blinks in. Oh, he actually got vision, but he chooses not to go. Now the Panda ult, the real Panda ult is here. Can they bring down Puppey? They're going to hold him in position. They're using a lot of spells just to kill that support Nyx. The beauty of the hero is that you have to worry about him. Meanwhile, Fear getting focused by the Dagon and the Disrupted to try and keep him alive. The Shackle not going to latch. The Power Shot is there. The Silence is there. Some serious hate on Fear. Down he will go. Now the Sia from Dendi, who's taking Shadow Poison, won't be able to blink away, and now gonna die to the auto attacks of Milk. Still the fight rages on. Funnick doing a ton of damage, but it's Demon who's still alive, fighting onward. Buyback from Dendi in the midst of the fight. There's actually been 3 buybacks during this fight. Everybody wants a piece of the action. Prophet's gonna buy back as well. Puppey taking some damage, and looks like Puppey may drop. The Shackle is not gonna latch. Puppey is going to be flame breaked and brought down. Havosh just sitting on the high ground, blinking away, blinking from Kuroki, and he's going to be able to bring him down. He has stole Starfall, and I think that was a double Starfall proc, actually, with the Blink Dagger. Some really impressive support play from Kuroki since he's joined this team. Fear may die to the Urn Charge at the Fountain. 2 steps, 1 step, just gets in rage and lives. Relentless pressure, and now Na'Vi says, alright, finally, it's time to go back for the Rex.
Yeah, I think they just sort of, as an afternote, they forgot about it, but it's actually Dendi. He finds a Dream Call. They're going to actually lose Rubik in the process. Dendi needs to get out of here, and there's no escape. Na'Vi have overextended, but it's just buying time. They will get these mid-Raxes, something they could have got regardless. I don't think they had to go diving in the enemy base there, but EG still find themselves 25 minutes in, down some Raxes.
Oh, they had to go. There was kills to be found, even if it cost them their own life, and there's buyback there. Of course, they did not have to go. Rubik even looking like he may even be building towards an Aghanims of his own, which, considering he's stealing Brewmaster ult a lot, could be very helpful. Milk taking some damage. The Dagon is just doing so much. Oh my goodness, Havost with that level 2 Dagon just sapping Undying down, and now we have a mini Undying. Kuroki, cute little zombie he is. You don't want him to bite you all the same, though. He's still got that disgusting poison, that bile in his throat. Beat is giving chase. Fear has arrived. Still no BKB because he had to buy back earlier, and that's just so underfarmed. Now Puppey arrives. Puppey will kill him off, and just Havost somehow living through it all. Unbelievable that he's still alive. Demon now comes in. 1 by 1, EG trickles forward, but to what end? Na'Vi just seems to have the upper hand. Finally, the gem is out on Puppey, and it looks like with this gem, there's nothing EG can do but run away. No buyback from Fear. Now the chase in from Demon. He's going to orb forward. Will he? He already used his blink deck. No, he's not going to port to the orb. Oh, head for the hills, EG will, but the base is getting pushed. The mid lane's raxed, and it's just even harder to leave the base, let alone farm. Dream Coil on Jo. 5 seconds until Brewmaster ult, but if they can force it out now, they can go for that second lane of Rex very, very easily. Dendi giving chase. Orchid on Jo. Won't be able to use that ult, and taking so much damage, even through the evasion. The Shadow Blade, plus 150, is enough. They bring him down. Now Demon surrounded, 4 staffs away. Is there an impale? No, there will be a spike carapace stun from the Firefly damage. Demon will fall as well. And it seems like Na'Vi is finally going to run away with game number 3.
Yeah, Demon was like getting out of range of Puppey, but Puppey turns Carapace on, walks into the Firefly, gets a stun, and now we're going to see Malk get caught out as well. Na'Vi just picking up EG 1 by 1, and this looks like another set of Raxes that will fall.
Brutal. Absolutely painful. Beatus being chased to the fountain. Secure the kill. You must. Funnick will do his best. Beatus dies to a power shot. Just a cloud of damage flying out. The sky will go black with arrows. Go red with Dagons. When Na'Vi is in the game, something horrible is coming from the sky, from an aerial assault, really, for all these heroes, and sometimes even just from out of nowhere. Fear, how did that Shackle not latch? I swear, I do not understand that spell in Dota 2. Fear will die nonetheless. He gets picked off at the base. Demon with some more faces, but really, What can they do at this point? The disconnect from Fear. EG has been thoroughly thrashed by Na'Vi, losing 3-0, and Na'Vi looks really strong, I gotta say. This game, even the lanes looked like they could have gone EG's way with standard laning, but Na'Vi never gave them standard lanes. They did something unconventional. The Prophet pick allowed them to do it, and it allowed Na'Vi to stay close in the game where maybe they would have lost at least one of their solo lanes quite heavily.
Yeah, just a clinical performance from Na'Vi, and they showed quite a lot of versatility. They had sort of different styles of drafts in all 3 games. Game 1 with the Storm Spirit Lifestealer drops. Game 2, they had their Storm Spirit stolen, and they go for something a bit different. And here in Game 3, it's a complete new draft with no real carry, just playing the semi-carries, the Puck, the Wing Runner, the Nature's Prophet, and just being constantly aggressive, winning fight after fight. They're going to find themselves getting a couple more kills here, playing Blinky Blink on the high ground, as Demon knocks people up, knocks people down, people blink on up. Kuroki just trying to get away from Demon here, but GG's already been called. It looks like the rest of EG just trying to have a bit of last-minute fun.
Yeah, the show match already, the $750 already secured by Na'Vi, just really crushing their way through this series. Impressive display from them. We hope to see more of them from the future before they head off to China. One final Dagon, now an upgraded Dagon coming out from... It's been a day of Dagons, gods. It really has been.
Yeah.
Looks like Demon's actually talking again, but I have that turned off because of the Russian casters. Or maybe that's just a bug on my screen. I wonder what he's saying. Either way, they're giving chase. Havost, at this point, Navi's going to walk away with $750. EG with $250. Still a decent payday considering they didn't win the series and actually got destroyed, but Na'Vi got to be happy. This was all in a day's work for them, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of decent prize money just for a quick best of 3. This took them only about 2 hours, I want to say, with having 3 relatively fast games. EG, well, they walk away getting 3-0, but they still get $250 for that second place, as it is a show match. And, well, not bad for them. EG going to call GG once more. It looks like everything having some good fun and all chat between the 2 teams. But Na'Vi, I mean, they look strong. The new roster changes have really worked out for them. I predicted something like a 3-2, maybe even a 3-1 on a good note for Na'Vi, but they 3-0'd and completely destroyed EG here.
I mean, is Na'Vi like IG now with Kuroki, where you want to think about banning the Rubik the same way you do against IG? You worry about Chuan getting his hands on the Rubik, or even Faith getting his hands on Disruptor to a lesser extent. Is Kuroki this playmaking support for the team? It certainly seems like it. He's stolen so many spells, made so many big plays. I mean, even last game, stealing the Storm Bolt, zipping in, lifting up to initiate the fights. He's really played well, and of course, Funnick has just been very solid and stable in that off lane. It feels like this is a revitalized Na'Vi. It even feels like the other 3 cores are just playing better. You know, sometimes what you need is a fresh start. Things just grow stale. Even with championship teams in any sports, you know, eventually players, maybe they lose interest, they lose focus, they have other priorities, and for whatever reason, this new and revitalized Na'Vi has been very impressive to watch. This is going to put them 7 for 8 of their, or no, sorry, 8 for 9 of their last 9 games. And I believe undefeated in all their series, as well as possibly, I think they won the match versus TCM, which would make it 9 for 10, which is already turning into quite an impressive streak.
Yeah, they are just on a hot streak. I feel they're up there now and really solidified themselves once again as the team to beat in Europe, which for a good week or 2 was not the case. They were losing to teams that you would have never have heard them of losing to ever before. Not just sort of top teams, like they were losing to Fnatic here and there, no Tidehunter, but they were losing to teams much further below those teams. So Na'Vi have bounced back. They're looking to be strong and the team to beat. And we'll have to see whether anyone can, because, I mean, realistically, sure, they had these different drafts game to game, but they just beat EG. 2 games they went Dagon build, something very, I'd say, unconventional, but also just somewhat trollish. I think they were just so confident that they were destroying EG that they could just go these fun item builds, and it just goes to show how much better than EG they played here.
Yeah, Na'Vi really crushing through this game. We're going to see them playing soon in China, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Most likely one of the big competitions coming up. They haven't confirmed their participation in anything yet because, well, the Chinese leagues have not really announced anything official, but from what we hear, there will be quite a few of the Premier Leagues having events over the course of the next few months. So look forward to that. Look forward to seeing them a bit more at NAEU before they head out. And, well, this is a nice segue, I feel, into the main event to talk about what's coming your way with the WePlayDota2 League. The exact format, the schedule has not been announced yet, but we've already run our last qualifier, I believe, today. That was broadcast over on the Russian stream. If you want to check that out, it's twitch.tv/WePlayDota2. And pretty much every top team from America will be competing in this event. I can't think of a single one that's been left out. There are a few more invites to be announced as far as I know, but the qualifiers are complete. The main event should be coming soon. May start sometime in the next week or 2, so keep your eyes peeled for more news on that. We'll be sure to keep you guys updated. If you want to support the league, be sure to take a look at some of the Logitech Western Digital products. I think I actually have a Western Digital hard drive and Logitech mouse, but they are the sponsors of this event. And it's good to see some kind of fresh blood in the scene as far as sponsorship goes. Hopefully the event goes well. We'll see more tournaments from WePlay in the future, but this first tournament, something to look forward to. Around, counting the show matches, it's a little over 10,000 in cash prizes, as well as about additional 10,000 a year. Not the biggest prize pool, but a bit bigger than Raid Call, actually, and or around the size of Raid Call, and it's only their first event, so if this goes well, and we have good viewership, then most likely they'll be looking to do even bigger events in the future.
Yeah, bigger events, and I mean, they've mentioned talks of having potential LAN finals for future seasons, so they want to grow, they want to do something big and it's big and significant for the European and North American scene, so big thanks to WePlayTV for organizing all this, getting all the teams together, getting everything happening, and also just some fun show matches. It's really a nice way to start getting this tournament off and running, having a fun best of five between some known popular teams like EG and Na'Vi.
Absolutely.
Definitely a lot of history here. I mean, there's a lot of other teams who, I'm sure some people are saying they would love to have seen versus Na'Vi, but these two teams have just been around so long and played so many classic great matches against each other.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look back to like when MYM played Na'Vi, there's some overlap there as well. It's a long and sordid history between these two teams. In this particular match, Na'Vi gets the best of them, but some of these players have defeated Na'Vi in the past. We hope to see some more back and forth between them in the future. But with all that being said, if you want to support the WePlay League, you can check them out. Follow them on Twitter, twitter.com/WePlayDota2. Their website is WePlay.tv. They do have an English version as well, where they post all their news. They'll have scheduling information. That was where you could go to register for the qualifiers for North America and for Europe. And over time, it seems like they're developing the website a lot, so it's not necessarily... the state it's in now is not what it will be in a couple of months. Something to look forward to. EG is looking to secure a cheesy win here. 5 heroes marching down mid, but of course it will be a Na'Vi victory.
Yeah, I think Na'Vi are already like downstairs getting themselves some vodka because Havos the only one who hasn't disconnected, is not moving his hero or doing anything. So Na'Vi are already at the bar. So joke's on EG. EG may get the win, but Na'Vi are already celebrating.
Guys, so if you missed any of the games today from the show match, also any of the previous games, all those will be available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BeyondTheSummitTV. We've been a little bit lax in uploading VODs, but we're going to get that sorted out. At least I will get it sorted out today. Gods leaves tomorrow to head out to Singapore. He'll be casting an event there, but we will have a lot more content coming up on the channel. I finally started settling into my room at the new place where our studio will be set up. I at least have my own room set up. The studio itself, equipment has been ordered. The Indiegogo is actually still going on, and it seems like the community would like to see some more sort of events and some sort of a live stream from us. So no promises yet, but we're going to see if we can put something fun together for you guys as kind of a last push to get to that 50K mark. Which for right now is for the G7 League. I know some people have said they'd like to see something else for that stretch goal. We'll discuss it, but as of now, it is the G7 League. Either way, thank you all very much for tuning in. This has been brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by WePlay.tv. It's the show match between Na'Vi versus EG, but the real fun awaits. The main league is coming next. There will be one more show match, pretty much identical format to this one, but for now, it's going to be Na'Vi walking away, laughing to the bank with their $750 and their vodka in tow. EG, they get pretty much destroyed, but they still take $250 and get some experience playing against Na'Vi. Nothing to snooze at. So with all that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm LD. He's Gods. We're David and David up beyond the summit. Stay tuned. More WePlay action will be coming up in the later this week, or not this week, but in the coming weeks, and we'll let you know the details as soon as we have them. There will be lots of other events. If you want to find out about all those, you can follow me, twitter.com/LDDota, or Gods, twitter.com/BTSGods. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day. I'm sure there's other matches going on, so be sure to check those out.